It is the SMT Media Network back with an NBA video here recapping the Minnesota Timberwolves dominating win over the New York Knicks. The Minnesota Timberwolves now 22-19 on the season. The New York Knicks fall to 27-16. How did this happen? How were the Knicks so non-competitive to the Timberwolves? Well, there's probably several things, and one key factor was the absence of Mr. Karl Anthony Towns, who has been arguably their best player thus far in this young NBA season. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. Let's see how the game went and see if we can make sense out of the outcome. All right, starting first with kind of the Karl Anthony Towns absence, listed with a hand injury, a right hand. I'm not sure if that's something that's precautionary. I'm not sure if that's something that's short term. But obviously, when one of your best players has an injury and your team's just not built to win games without him, right? So the outcome of the game being such a high margin of victory for the Timberwolves, I'm not surprised. A guy like Cat's really hard to replace in terms of his offensive productivity and just having his impact on the game. So the Knicks losing big by not having Cat it was pretty much a probable outcome. If the Wolves were going to play well, it was going, it could definitely happen in a game like this. All right, so looking at some of the team statistics, the Minnesota Timberwolves shot 53% from the field. The Knicks shot just a shade under 39. Huge difference there. 3-point shooting, the Wolves shot 55% on 40 attempts. So very, very good there. Free throws, the Knicks shot very, very well there. They went to the line a few more times than the Wolves, but it didn't matter, right? Total rebounds, Cat was probably felt there, his absence. The Wolves, were +5 in total rebounds. The Knicks actually did a nice job of getting some offensive rebounds. They were +4 in that department. But just total rebounds, right? You got to get extra possessions. And, not having Cat probably hurt them there. In terms of assists, the Wolves were +4, moving the ball a little bit better than the Knicks. And, the Knicks were very active, getting steals. They took care of the ball a little bit better than the Wolves. Knicks had 9 turnovers. The Wolves had 15. Points in the paint, slight edge to the Timberwolves, but that really didn't impact the game. Guys, the impact in the game was just the offensive, the lack of offense for the Knicks and Cat not being there to carry the mail. All right, so in his absence, what did we get? Well, you got 15 points from Mikal Bridges on 6 of 17 shooting. OG Anunoby scored 18. That's a nice output, right? He got you 10 boards too. Active defensively, he got you a steal, got you a block. 5 of 10 shooting, hit 3 of 6 on his threes. Bridges was 3 of 7 on his threes. So the starters seemed to play pretty well with the exception of Josh Hart. He had 12 points, but he was horribly inefficient, taking 12 shots, making 3, 1 of 5 from 3. He was kind of aggressive getting to the line, shot 5 of 6 there. You got some nice things from your players, but, Jalen Brunson just unable to do it all himself, right? 26 points on 9 of 23 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3. And then from your bench, you were just able to get a little bit from Campaign, who got you 18 points. Pretty nice, right? 18 points in 13 minutes of action, 7 of 10 shooting, 4 of 5 from 3. Turnovers-wise, Josh Hart was kind of turnover prone, but the team didn't turn over the ball a lot. Tom Thibodeau's a no-nonsense type coach. He values the possessions, but I think what this boils down to, very simple, just the absence of Cat. I mean, look at the firepower that you got out of Anthony Edwards. 36 points in 38 minutes, 8 of 13 from 3. So volume 3-point shooting, and he was making a good clip. 12 of 21 overall, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. He did have 6 turnovers, so that's not good. But he had 13 rebounds, and he had a couple of offensive rebounds. So he was really active, had 7 steals. So a very productive night for Anthony Edwards. And then kind of like the supporting cast, 23 from Naz Reid off the bench. I think he's one of the best bench players in the NBA. I'm guessing some folks might feel he is the best bench player in the NBA. He's just a difference maker. He was 8 of 11 from field goal, 6 of 6 from 3. Guys, Naz Reid took 6 threes and made 6, and that's not the first time he's done it, and it won't be the last. He is a really, really good player. And coming off the bench, he's a difference maker. All right, he got you 8 boards, a couple offensive boards. He had an assist, he had a steal. Just a very, very nice player coming off the bench for that team. Conley, 13 points in 25 minutes. Gobert, 11 points in 34 minutes. He did have a couple of blocks, so that's kind of how he impacted the game. Jaden McDaniels, to round things out, 10 points on 4 of 11 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3. It's just the fact that Ant wasn't there, folks. Or, excuse me, Cat. Cat wasn't there. And you had no answer for Anthony Edwards, who has been taking just massive volumes of 3. And, you know, I had this conversation with someone in the offseason when they made the Cat trade and they sent him to New York City and, you know, to the Knicks. And, you know, it was a foregone conclusion. Ant was going to start jacking up more shots without, you know, Cat being there. And that's been the case. I mean, I've been seeing games where Anthony Edwards is shooting 25, 26, 28 times a game, and he's been taking 7, 8, 9 threes a game. Hell, in this game, he shot 13. Right now, he's making his threes. I'm not sure what he's shooting for an average on the season, but we've seen some really solid games from him so far this year. When he's been tasked to score, he's been able to do it. So that's kind of how the game went. There was just no way that Brunson and company were going to be able to keep up with the Timberwolves without Cat. That's a huge absence. That's a huge void. Cat is one of the most unique offensive talents in the league at the center position, and it's just no way to replace that. So that's the game. That's how it went. What do you guys think about it? Why'd they lose? Why'd the Knicks get busted up so bad? How'd the Wolves, you know, see how'd the game go for them? How did you see it if you watched it? And any surprises, let me know. Drop me a comment. And thanks for watching, and thanks for being here. Subscribe if you're new. More NBA videos coming up soon. Stay tuned to the channel for more content. We'll catch you on the next one.